crowd at the Edward R. Murrow Awards just did the unthinkable. They booed royalty. In today's commentary, a night meant to celebrate journalism's highest honors spiraled into a royal spectacle gone wrong. The 2025 Edward R. Murrow Awards Gala, held at the iconic Gotham Hall in New York City, was glittering, refined, and until that moment, flawlessly dignified. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from, because what unfolded inside that ballroom is trending across every corner of the internet. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle arrived, cameras flashed, applause rippled. But then an uncomfortable hush swept across the hall. According to guests seated near the front, the Duke and Duchess allegedly requested that the evening's host formally introduce them as Their Royal Highnesses. And that's when the night began to unravel. Prince Harry, once a symbol of rebellion within the royal family, has spent years balancing celebrity and nobility. Meghan Markle, ever poised yet polarizing, has tried to build a humanitarian image beyond palace walls. But this event wasn't a red carpet. It was a room full of veteran reporters, media executives, and award-winning truth-tellers. Respect is earned there, not demanded. As one attendee described, the host paused before introducing them and asked, "Would you prefer Duke and Duchess or simply Harry and Meghan?" Harry reportedly smiled and said, "We prefer the proper address, Their Royal Highnesses." That sentence echoed like feedback through the mic. Then came a sound no one expected at a Murrow Gala, booing. The host, trying to recover, laughed nervously. Journalism royalty meets actual royalty, what a night. But the tension was already alive. Twitter, or X, would soon call it the loudest silence in Gotham Hall history. But you haven't heard the craziest part, because what happened during Meghan's speech sent the audience over the edge. When the couple took the stage to present the Humanitarian Achievement Award, Meghan began gracefully, thanking the press for upholding integrity in storytelling. Applause trickled in, but the moment she added, "It's an honor to be recognized alongside such distinguished journalists," someone from the back shouted, "You're not journalists." Gasps, a ripple of laughter, then unmistakably, boos. Security didn't intervene. Decorum demanded restraint. But the murmurs grew. People whispered that this was not the audience to test humility with. It was like watching the Oscars suddenly turn into the roast of the crown. One half of the room tried to stay polite. The other half had already reached its breaking point. Midway through the segment, a guest seated near the press table allegedly overheard a producer whisper. They insisted on royal titles at a journalism gala. You can't script irony like this. By midnight, that quote was everywhere. Screenshots, memes, TikToks, parodies. Hashtag MurrowMeltdown and hashtag Royal Heckle War were both trending. Meghan's smile faded. Harry shifted in his seat. Behind them, a cameraman caught one of the winners, a war correspondent, shaking her head slowly. Online reaction was swift and merciless. One post read, "Journalists risk their lives for truth. Royals risk nothing but reputation." Within hours, over 42 million views were recorded under videos tagged hashtag Gotham Hall Gala. By dawn, hashtag Murrow Awards 2025 hit top 5 trending on X. Over 600 articles discussed the boos heard around the world. Polls showed 68% of respondents believed the couple misread the room completely. But just when everyone thought the humiliation was over, a leaked video surfaced, capturing what Harry reportedly said backstage after the booing. And that recording changed everything. The leaked backstage video has viewers saying, "So this is what really happened at Gotham Hall." By early morning, the internet had already devoured every second of the onstage awkwardness. But the real storm came from a short, shaky video uploaded by an attendee, showing Harry and Meghan backstage, moments after boos. In the clip, Harry appears frustrated, voice raised just enough to hear over clatter of catering trays. "This is exactly why formality matters," he said. "They forget who we are." Meghan, calmer but visibly shaken, murmured, "Let's just leave. They'll twist it anyway." The video lasted 27 seconds, but it detonated across timelines. By the afternoon, journalists who had been in the room started posting threads. As someone who's covered 3 wars and 2 impeachments, hearing boos at the Murrow Awards was surreal. But it wasn't cruelty, it was accountability. That single tweet gained over 6 million likes in a day. Entertainment outlets picked up the story. Late-night hosts joked about royal clickbait. Even CNN's reliable sources weighed in, saying, the Murrow Awards honor truth-telling. The crowd wasn't disrespecting monarchy. They were defending merit. The narrative had shifted from gossip to symbolism. The public no longer saw it as a personal embarrassment, but as the perfect metaphor for the clash between earned influence and inherited entitlement. It felt like watching Succession meets The Crown, except this wasn't fiction. It was real-time irony, the kind you can't stage, the kind that defines careers. Then came the pivot nobody expected. A Murrow Awards volunteer posted on Reddit that the couple's request for royal titles had been emailed 2 weeks before the event. They weren't asked last minute. The post read, it was their condition for attending. Screenshots soon followed. Whether genuine or not, they looked official enough to ignite the next wave. By nightfall, hashtag Royal Protocol Leak had crossed 1 billion impressions. Public reaction turned from amusement to disbelief. Commentators on Good Morning America called it a PR miscalculation of royal proportions. Twitter users flooded timelines with sarcasm. Murrow risked his life reporting WW2. Meghan risked hers asking for a proper introduction. But amid the mockery, others urged empathy. They faced years of media hostility. Maybe it was nerves, not narcissism. Still, the damage was done. For every supportive post, 10 more replayed the booing in slow motion with captions like, respects earned. The numbers don't lie. Hashtag MurrowMeltdown passed 1.2 billion views across TikTok. Polls by YouGov US showed 72% thought the audience's reaction was understandable. The Gotham Hall event became the most searched gala in Murrow Awards history. How did a night meant to honor journalism turn into a masterclass in public relations failure? And if fame and honor collide, who actually deserves the spotlight? 2 days later, the Murrow Awards Committee released a brief, neutral statement. The Edward R. Murrow Awards celebrate integrity, humility, and truth in media. They didn't mention Harry or Meghan by name. They didn't have to. Meanwhile, a close friend of the couple reportedly told Page 6, they feel humiliated. They never meant to offend anyone. But public sentiment had hardened. Even celebrity allies stayed quiet, wary of adding fuel. And when a Murrow winner posted a photo holding her award captioned, no titles needed, the comment section turned it into an anthem. If you thought that was wild, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. Should the crowd have booed, or did they simply remind the world that respect is earned? And wait till you see what's hidden in the off-camera footage. The moment security whispered something to the host will leave you stunned.